I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. We're getting very, very close to the conclusion right there. And just after this one, we're gonna have only one day, and that's gonna be it until we're gonna have the playoffs. And we're starting with a very, very interesting series right there. We're gonna have Eagles versus Led Gaming. And do you think this is gonna be the series where Eagles would finally get a win that's not gonna be from a team that has just left the competition? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's fairly a quick transition. It's all just done by Arminio right there. Just it's a solo play from defense to offense, and just we're starting so early. Just 27 seconds only, and Lit Gaming taking the lead.
Somehow I was on mute, so none of that was heard. Um, so honestly, I don't think Eagles could get a win, as we see the LED are already up 1-0. I've started nicknaming a certain type of an attack an Eagles attack, where player would successfully get it into the box, and there would be no help coming forward, and it would just get defended away quite easily, which we might see a few Eagles attacks tonight. As much as they are my favourite team in the league, I don't think they're really up to par this season, and will really need to work on something during the off season to start climbing up the league.
For it's still, we haven't seen that much from Eagles, but as I just said, it's gonna be B-Boy just having one on the board, and the game is gonna be tied up fairly quickly. This is like, okay, this is another double commit from Eagles, but at least they're getting some goals out there, and I think
Yeah, at
this
least they
is a
scored it.
very close game. I think this could be the CS for Eagles at least to get a win. This is their last game, so they definitely need to try their best to maybe at least get a draw. If anything
Yeah.
else, get a draw.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best chances Eagles will have had. LED Gaming not managing to get too many points, and the only teams above them are Arndorf and Lupus. So a very, very good chance for Eagles to get something of it, as we see Miho take the ball away from Firm, but Firm's managing to get it back as he comes across on the left-hand side. He's going to pass it over to B-Boy. B-Boy hits it to the right-hand side, and LED are just going to get it away.
Now Brom on the shot. It's gonna be off to the post, but still, Eagles are just kind of doing better when it comes to those clears, and just they're not spending most of the time in the defense. So this is already a good sign for Eagles. The game is also tied up, so it's gonna be a lot better for Eagles to stay positive and just not give up so quickly, just like how they do it every single time. But okay, but Brom almost got the read to get the double touch right there, but still, we're staying tied up.
Yeah, B-Boy playing really well so far, as we see Brum on this LED Gaming side, who played absolutely out of his mind last time LED Gaming played. He was by far the best player on the pitch for both teams, as he clears the ball away to stop Eagles taking a shock lead almost, as Amino tries to hit the ball only as far as Firm. Firm is going to try and take it over Brum, but there was no Eagle players until Maniac came. Maniac, they can't do anything with it.
Lots of misses going on right there. It just started from Maniac. I think he was just trying to pass, but there was nobody to receive it. And it seems like when you miss, it somehow could affect your opponent, and they would also miss because you have missed, because they're just waiting for you to get the touch. But if you don't get it, well, maybe this is how some people just call it to be a fake when it's just a miss, because sometimes it could work in that way.
Yeah, so the opponents read each other so well in this league, and they would just assume that at this, how well these teams play, that they will be hitting them. That's why maybe they misses. B-Boy takes a shot across the backboard over to Maniac. Maniac hits it only as far as Amino. Amino Hits it away over to Miho. Miho's going to try and take the shot, but B-Boy's there to defend it with just a minute remaining. And it's still level at 1-1.
Surprisingly close, and I was actually expecting this. Like, okay, that's a huge misshot right there, just to send the ball right back in the blue side, as they were just trying to get that transition really early, because the game is just very close, and that could have been the chance actually, because I believe two players just maybe overcommitted in the offense, and that could have been a great chance for Eagles to maybe get a quick goal right there before timer hits 0 and send it to an overtime. Now B-Boy sending it to the midfield. It's gonna be over to Ferm. He's gonna be putting it down, and B-Boy just doing his best to control the ball. Just maybe eventually he'll get the chance to have a decent shot and maybe have the setup for his teammates. So this is a really good aggression also coming from Eagles, and really nice ball control. It's gonna be a huge demo from Brom, but nothing happening.
Eagles playing much better, as you saw there. An Eagles attack, which is trademark Eagles, where the ball came into the center, and no one was there to attack it as the ball hits the ground. Before it goes in, we go over to overtime. Then LED came straight on the attack after that cross that no one was there for. But better from Eagles that they didn't concede from it. But are they going to concede now? No, they're not. The ball was 99% over the line and did not go in. A great save. The ball did not go fully over the line, and Eagles got completely let off there.
How many bullets you gonna dodge? Eagles, they almost avoided, yeah, they definitely avoided a 0-second goal to deny an overtime, and right there, just a few seconds in, the ball was almost in. It just great how they just tried to calm down and just get the ball out, and thankfully for them, now nobody was there to follow it up, and that could have been a disastrous moment for Eagles.
Yeah, definitely. As we see, Eagles try and mount an attack with B-Boy also trying to push up, but Armino gets it away over to Brum. Brum to Armino. Armino shoots against the post. Brum scores, and it's 2-1 to LED Gaming, and they take the first game.
What a touch! How was that even possible? Just bounced it off straight into his car, and he was so quick to get the read, and LED Gaming, they take game 1. It was so close the entire time, but Eagles couldn't really dodge so many bullets, just like I mentioned earlier, but they did a really good job at the defense, and overall plays, everything looked so much better for Eagles. Even though they lost game 1, it's still possible for them to actually maybe win the next 3 games. But GG's and LED Gaming did better overall after like the overtime. We have seen so many offensive chances going in their favor, but it's gonna be game 2 right now, and it's already getting closer and closer.
Yeah, we saw with the last time Eagles lined up, they took the first game very close, but then they fell apart, and Eagles fans and Eagles players will not want that to happen again, as we start the game with an Eagles attack, but quickly cut out by Brum, and Brum's going to take it over to the Eagles half. Brum to Armino. Armino shoots, B-Boy saves. Now B-Boy turns defense into attack, trying to get that, doesn't get it, but Firm does. Cut out by Brum, but Firm's still there. Firm's still pestering. B-Boy's going to maybe look, or Maniacs, sorry, for a cross that doesn't come to anything other than a LED Gaming attack.
They're just trying their best to start with an early lead. They're just going for the pressure, just sending the ball to the orange side, even if it's going to be on the post, just doing your best right there until maybe they would make a mistake, or eventually it could be a really great pass for your teammates. But sometimes that couldn't really lead to anything happening, because sometimes you just need to be maybe calming down and just maybe not try to force the pressure, just maybe try to get a decent team play, and B-Boy getting a demo to clear the net, but it's going to be stayed by Arminio, and that could have been the first goal in the second game for Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles settling into this series nicely. They've figured their rotation out. Maybe? Yes, they have. They've figured their rotation out now, and hopefully are going to start scoring goals like we know these players can, as the ball goes in by Maniac. A great pass from Firm, and Maniac into the top left corner. You see Firm there on the left-hand side of your screen. Great pass over to Maniac in the middle, and when they do get players forward into those positions, they do score.
That's a huge play actually from Eagles. Just those passing plays kind of getting connected, or like they're just trying to maybe center the ball. Maybe that wasn't really working, but just those passing plays maybe could be the answer for Eagles against late gaming, as they finally take the lead and after uh, non-stop pressure from the start till almost like the halfway into the second game, and they're just doing much better than how they used to. And that's a really good placement in that shot as well. So it's just the accuracy and the decisions and the offense coming from Eagles. Just everything getting connected, and Arminio just with patience and just things gonna work for you.
Yeah, LED Gaming answering back relatively quickly with just under 3 minutes remaining, 2 minutes 59 to be exact, and Eagles are going to have to find a little bit of something. I know Firm will really be wanting to win this match. He would want to have that one game that he wins this season, as it looks like LED are going to go 2 goals, 2 goals in a very short succession of time, as Firm doesn't get a clean hit on that, and Armino is able just to pop it into an open net, and LED Gaming is slowly but surely starting to take control.
2 goals back to back, and that's, well, we have seen this happening over and over. It just all it takes maybe 1 goal or 2 and things just fall apart for Eagles. But this is not the time for that kind of mindset. You really want to do your best to get rid of it. This is going to be your game to get to prove yourself, at least even get a win and something like that. You have just basically proved yourself, like what you have been able to do in the offense. You have seen really good pressure and those passing plays when they finally get to connect. You still got the chance when you have 2 minutes. It's just 1 goal and we're going to be tied up, so still too early to actually give up.
Yeah, Firm there, holding his ground, getting that save, waiting for the LED player to do something, because LED have managed to get the ball back with Miho. Over to Brum. Brum, the amazing player he is, hits it just against the backboard. Would have wanted to do a little bit better maybe, but Armino is still there. Armino crossing it, no one was there. Brum was probably behind Armino. If Armino would have just maybe left that, the communication was there, as Miho takes a shot that hits against the backboard.
So many shots were coming from late gaming. That's a huge mismatch, but almost went in, but they still managed to defend, and they keep on holding that lead, and it's going to be a huge demo from Firm. It's going to be a 1v1 situation really quickly, and this one going to go in, and that's going to be the answer, and we're tied up finally for Eagles.
Yeah, great solo play there by Firm, managing to hit it in so close to the top left-hand side, and Brum couldn't get near it. As we kick off for the 5th time in this second game of the series, with Eagles trying to find anything to cling on to and to try and get a point, or maybe 3 if they manage to win this. As Maniac tried to demo Armino, couldn't do it, and we're turning into an LED attack now, as Armino crosses, but only as far as the Maniac, and Maniac hits it away to Firm. Firm on the left-hand side now. Gets intercepted by Brum. Brum is going to try and hit it in the air, which he does, but it gets redirected to the right-hand side of his defense as Armino hits it towards the center, over to Miho. Miho hit it so high in the air as Maniac couldn't get anything really substantial on it, and an Eagles attack now.
Well, just those passing plays again coming from Firm and Maniac, but just couldn't really put the ball on target. It just looked like it got saved, but Brum is there to get a goal right there in this 30 seconds left only. Maybe it could have been overtime, but B-Boy, he already pre-jumped, just tried to clear it, but it seems like he thought that it was going to be pinched and he was on net, so maybe this is why he just avoided the touch, and the ball just bounced off the post, and they were there to get the cleanup, and 30 seconds in, the Eagles have to respond really, really quickly.
Yeah, as we see another attack from LED Gaming, looking to put the game to bed in the last few seconds. They don't want to let in a late goal and take it to another overtime, but they might here as Maniac takes the shot, and Brum playing great again. I'm sure I've seen Brum play a few times, and every time he's been absolutely amazing as he takes the shot. And as I say that, he scores. It's not the curse or the commentator this time, as Gaming takes the 4th goal and no doubt in my mind have taken a 2-0 lead in the series.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2-0 right now. Maybe they just started to look very clean at the beginning of the series, but not anymore. And once again, it seems like there's nothing could be done besides getting a draw. And there would be definitely less motivation towards getting a draw because it's already over. You had your last series, you had it at the beginning, but things started to fall apart once again, and there has been nothing new about this. But Eagles looked so much better than before, but again, the results always going to be disappointing.
Yeah, unfortunate there from Eagles, unable to get anything from that, but you can take a lot of positives from an Eagle point of view. They have played a lot better over these 2 games. Could that be the difference in competition of LED Gaming? Possibly, or have they been able to manage to find something, because we have to reset this lobby. There we go, as we get the players back in after that reset. Eagles line up as B-Boy, Firm and Maniac, while LED have Brum, Miho and Armino as we get ready for the 3rd game in this series. As the ball kicks off now.
Eagles just trying to start with an early attack right there, just after the kickoff. The ball was killed, it just doesn't really have any kind of momentum. And you can see that B-Boy just trying to start with a quick ball control as soon as we're done from the kickoff. And now it's going to be Maniac in the corner. And it seems like once again we're starting with really good pressure coming from Eagles. But the ball is going to be cleared right now and they have to play it in the defense. And it's going to be a miss, but Armino just taking it off to the walls and Brom maybe off to the ceiling trying to pass it for his teammate. And it's going to be B-Boy getting that clear, maybe trying to get the read of the walls as well, and he gets it! Eagles, again, this is like the 2nd game where they get to go on the lead and be the first about getting the goal right there. But that was a beautiful read from B-Boy.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing there. I didn't think it would be able to go in, but B-Boy pops up with the goal. B-Boy, one of the best defensively, actually. Has the most saves for the Eagles team, but turning into a goal scorer there and managing to get the goal for Eagles and trying to get that point.
You know, not surprised. Right after the kickoff, you could see him like he was actually lurking behind the ball, just waiting for a chance to control the ball and just do something in the offense. So he's actually having something in his mind, and we could actually see it in this game as we have seen that really nice backboard read from B-Boy, and this could be another setup for Eagles. And
Yeah.
B-Boy once again with another shot, and this one almost in, but it's gonna be cleared by Brom and tried to get a 50 right there, but the ball is gonna be cleared. And LED Gaming, they have to play it in the corner, and just Sirius couldn't really get the touch as he was getting beat to the ball. And B-Boy back again with another shot. B-Boy just not stopping with the aggression right after the kickoff, and he just not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, over the course of this game so far in the 3rd game, you would not have thought Eagles were a team that hadn't managed a proper win all season. They are playing a lot better than what we've seen previously, and maybe they know that they're not going to get anything, they're not going anywhere. They just want to try, they want to have fun, and they want to play. And they're playing a lot better. We see a few of these attacks that we haven't seen from Eagles before. We've seen Eagles attacks where it would just be one person going forward, crossing in, and no one would be there. The opposing team would be able to just counter-attack and score every single time, which is one of the reasons why Eagles have the worst defense in the league by a long way. But we've not seen that today. We've seen close games, we've seen tight defense, we've seen promising attacks, which I haven't seen from this Eagles team, and I'm really excited if they carry on like this to see how they're going to play for the rest of this series and on to next season.
that was a ceiling shot coming from Brum right there, but it seems like he used his flip maybe a bit too early, but it seems like things have been turning all the way around, and it seems like late gaming they have been putting the pressure on Eagles, and just once again they are forced to play in the defense. And speaking of defense and Eagles, it just doesn't really give you a positive idea or like any kind of positive note. So it seems like they're gonna still have to try and survive and keep on holding into that 1-goal lead. It's not safe. They still need to find another goal to at least guarantee them a win in the series.
Yeah, and that would mean so much to Eagles if they are able to hold on or find that cushion goal as the shot comes in, and a goal from Firm. Firm, the top goal scorer for Eagles, has been had a few shots these past few games that he just couldn't get in, but he's found the target. He must have been practicing a lot, and has managed to take his team 2-0 up here and is on course maybe for a point.
Maybe that's gonna be safe for Eagles. We still have like 1 minute and a half. But from the way they are playing, the aggression from B-Boy and those passing plays and just a bit cleaner defense, I think this could be a game for Eagles, and we just need to get a draw. Things getting a bit hairy right there, but still gonna be saying safe for Eagles. 1 minute left, and they just have to minimize their mistakes, because losing 2 goals lead in like the last minute, that would hurt a lot, and a goal goes in. It's just gonna be Brom this time, putting one on the board and just 1 goal closer to tie it up and maybe end it to an overtime.
Yeah, you see some of those mistakes just creeping back in for Eagles, and they need to realise that and cut them out ASAP. You saw just before, maybe 10 seconds before that goal came in, 2 Eagles players, Firm and I think it was B-Boy, getting caught up under each other, hitting into each other directly. Obviously not in the right position, and getting into so many hazards leading to that goal, as another scare from Eagles there. And they've got 35 seconds now just to keep the pressure, and B-Boy with a shot from distance, but Miho managing to get there as an explosion comes from Brum to B-Boy. Brum a little bit quiet so far this game, but we know Brum, he can just switch on and cause absolute manic and mayhem and do something absolutely amazing at a drop of a hat.
Last 10 seconds right now, late gaming, they have sent the warning to Eagles, maybe 2 goals lead. They just like, you have to still be careful, and this could be it for late gaming.
Save!
But the shot will be close, and another follow-up from
Oh!
That's gonna be an equalizer. Late gaming, they're just forcing it to be in overtime, and they're just not giving up. They're still looking for that sweep against Eagles.
And the defense from Eagles just parting like the Red Sea. Absolute mayhem at the back. We saw those mistakes starting to creep in when they just before they let in that first goal, and the mistakes are coming back in full swing now as Firm tries to take a shot, but Brum able to get there, and an LED attack now as Eagles desperately try and get this away. Maniac versus Amino. Amino probably gets the best of that situation. Firm just gets hit out the way, but pumps it downfield straight to Miho. Miho can't control it. B-Boy now over Maniac. Oh, and all the defense is just split again. Brum with the shot. Brum with the goal. The worst defense in the league has been shown to be exactly what it is. The worst defense. 3 goals conceded in no more than 2 minutes. Every goal very sloppy, taking LED to a 3-0 lead. And we know Eagles, they like to play fully the games, even if that does mean a whitewash. Will they carry on? It looks like they're readying up, and it will be a 4th game.
Brum has been involved in every goal, and just also the defense in this game. He is definitely, as you can see, like he's the MVP, got the most points. 3 goals, he got the hat-trick, the 0-second goal, and also the overtime finish. Brum has definitely been out of his mind today, and it's really showing. And especially after like losing 2 goals lead in just 1 minute, it's like, it definitely puts you on your nerves. And even if you're like starting with good aggression, it just, this is where you get to feel really worried, and you just can't really be as aggressive because things are just once again falling apart, and you have to be extra careful. And this is gonna be the last game, and maybe Eagles could be getting a win this time? I don't know.
I can't see anything other than a whitewash now, Rydro, if I'm honest. Even if Firm manages to get his team in the lead, or any goal, matter of fact, for Eagles, LED have shown that they can come back, they can tighten up their defence, and they can score goals like that to take it to 1-0. Eagles are down and out this season. We've seen some great play in this last series from the team, but I just think it's a too little too late for Eagles.
It was a really smooth catch and flick from Arminio right there, and just beating two defenders, and it got the height and power, and that's gonna be this like it has always, I think it has been Eagles getting the first goal in the last two games, but it seems like right now it's late gaming, and I think this is just another not so good sign for Eagles, but they have to respond back once again. It's still 4 minutes left. That's like still nothing. But getting to concede a goal in like the last game, and especially after like losing the lead and also in overtime, and it just gonna be another goal, it's definitely really hard to keep going at this point.
Yeah, and in Eagles' point of view, they've played honourably all season. I don't think I've casted a match where maybe they've gone 3-0 down and decided not to play a fourth game. I think they've always tried to play a fourth game as B-Boy there with a shot, just hits the post, and LED takes it away. And it looks like it's going to be 3-0 maybe. No, Eagles managed to clamber back and try to defend, or somewhat defend.
Still not done. It seems like Eagles are still giving it their best in the offense. They're just still pushing. They're not really giving up yet. So if they're still pushing for those offensive plays, just maybe going for the aggression once again, this could be a sign for Eagles, but they still have to minimize their mistakes and just maybe try not to panic in the defense, because that's what actually caused them to lose the previous game. Just the panic right in front of the box, and just eventually it led to a 0-second goal, and it's gonna be Maniac putting the ball on top corner, and 3 minutes left, and it's even more likely to happen for Eagles.
Yeah, taking a goal back in this stage. There's still over half the game left, so Eagles do have a chance of coming back. But it's a high task from an Eagles side who are struggling. As we see LED Gaming on the ball now. Miho taking it to the left-hand side. Miho maybe trying to get a cross over to the centre. Tries to find one. Over to Brum. Brum takes the shot. It just misses. Over to Amino, though. Amino couldn't get there. Just bumps the Eagles player just to give back possession for LED Gaming, and the third goal goes in. You see Miho there, Miho to Brum, Brum under Maniac, and then Miho possibly a steal. Probably was going to go in, and yeah, a cheeky steal from the captain.
Well, that means a really good thing for late gaming. You know, they have already won, and even though the game is still not over, but it seems like they're just relaxed and just they're okay with messing around and just maybe stealing some goals every now and then. But 3 goals lead right now, and Armino just getting one so quickly after maybe a few seconds right after the kickoff. And even if they got the touch in the defense, that didn't seem to be enough to clear it, and they conceded another goal, and seems like it's gonna be a Brazil, I guess.
It may be a lot more than a Brazil by the end of this, from what we've seen. Eagles falling apart in this last game as Miho takes the ball for LED with a great save by B-Boy. B-Boy only as far as Amino. Amino with a cross, doing an Eagles with no one in the centre. As Eagles now takes the attack. Not a great cross, but over to Maniac. Maniac hits the backboard and unable to do anything with that. As LED now come to the attack. Miho with a shot. Miho with a goal. 5-1 with over 2 minutes left. And this is going one way.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pass though from Arminia, just setting it down. And he was still able to beat the defender, even though he was very, very close to him. Yet he wasn't able to get the touch to maybe even make it to 50. And he just 2 goals, and that's going to be a Brazil. And we still have 2 minutes, so... Seems like only late gaming are scoring, so just like how we said, it's one-sided.
Yeah, very one-sided. Eagles played so well for so long over the 3 games, but Eagles, their confidence must be shot after that. They played so well in their 3-0 down, and now they're just defending and defending and defending and just leaking goals everywhere. As a cross comes in and couldn't do anything about that, but maybe a chance for Eagles, and no.
Yeah, well, basically just try to either get a goal to prevent them from having like 7-1, or just keep on defending until the timer hits 0. So you could have 2 options, but I have no idea which one's gonna be right. Like, if you just stay defending, well, it's not the best defense, so they're gonna concede a bit more. And they just go for aggression, just maybe try to get the second goal. They still forget about the rotation, so it seems like no matter what they're gonna be doing right now, they're still gonna be have some kind of risk with their like which kind of decision they're gonna be going for. But it's gonna be firm. Just maybe this one's gonna go in, and it just goes in. Okay, well at least they avoided the Brazil, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, firm, flying through the air there. Brum managing to get back, but couldn't do enough. Brum, who's played out of his mind again. This set of series, unable to save the ball, and as much as we can get excited, or the lack of excitement from me for Eagles scoring, we know what way this game's going to go, and yeah, it was pretty much tied up within the first minute, unfortunately, as Firm now takes the strike, but Brum there to save as Maniacs takes the shot. Oh, and Maniac with the goal with 27 seconds left, and it's 5-3, and I still don't think Eagles can come back.
I have no idea how this one went though. It just seems like it was too easy. Maybe they just like maybe they're not bothering anymore, or maybe it just if the game stayed at like maybe 3 goals for late gaming, that could have been an equalizer. But there's nothing to be thinking about because it has been already over. There's no point in regretting or anything. Just it's definitely gonna be your next season, I guess. But it's gonna be Brom just coming in hot and putting the ball down and just maybe shutting them down. Just maybe showing them how it's gonna be done for them. You know, they've been scoring like maybe 2 goals back to back, and it's gonna be Brom showing up once again, and to just as a reminder that maybe we're the better team right there.
Yeah, and
Okay, how many goals we gonna see in just 30 seconds only?
yeah, I
Feels like
didn't even have a
out maybe longer.
didn't even have a chance to comment before that latest goal goes in, and it's 6-4 now. 10 goals in this game, and even though we've only got the 2 matches tonight,
Nobody's going for the kickoff.
we got we got enough goals in just tonight's game for a full set of series throughout games. As the ball hits the floor finally, and the game is over. A season for Eagles to regret. Eagles losing 6-4. Eagles without managing to get a proper win all season, and LED Gaming will now finish on 19 points and will finish in 10th position regardless, as the Eagles side will finish bottom regardless. We'll just go.
Yeah, there has been nothing really much to fight for. I mean, even if it was for late gaming, like even if they get a sweep and just maybe even 10-0 every game, it seems like there was nothing to be done. It's already over for both teams, but it seems like Eagles needed it the most. But once again, it just things doesn't really go in their favor. So it's really painful for them, but it just it already happened, and there's like their only hope is just maybe the next season with roster changes, and just maybe a long break would definitely help. But right now we're gonna prepare the next series, and also I believe it's gonna be the last one. It's gonna be Vicious versus Puncture. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys there. And welcome back everybody to the last series of today. It's gonna be Vicious versus Puncture. And it seems like we also get a sub to be playing for Vicious, and last time he actually played it and he did wonders. Uh they managed to get a sweep against Lupus. So Jacob is gonna be playing on the team, so it's gonna be against Puncture as well, and I believe Puncture they're like on the 5th place, so they already got the playoffs guaranteed, but for Vicious, seems like there's nothing to be fighting for besides maybe getting a sweep, and I'm not sure if that's going to be do them enough to get them to the 6th place.
No, so we see Puncture line up currently in 4th position with 30 points. They've won 9, drew 3, lost 2. A goal difference of 16. As Vicious lines up as in 9th position with 20 points. They've won 7 and lost 7. No draws. With minus 35 goal difference, Vicious is now mathematically impossible to reach the playoffs. And Puncture is safe in the playoffs, and regardless of the result of this game, even if it's a 4-0 sweep and they lose by 100 goals, they will still be in the playoff places for when this season or the main season ends. And I'm thinking maybe a Puncture win. It could be a sweep, but I'm not sure how much Vicious would have to say about that. Vicious either win or lose. They do not draw games.
It's definitely going to be a tough series right there for Vicious. They're just fighting one of the best teams out there, so they definitely need to give it their best. They already got Jacob, and I think he's going to be doing a really good job. But it seems like Valentin just trying to wave dash. He could have actually got an open net goal right there, but that just kind of took him long, and we're still staying tied up for both sides. It's going to be Jacob once again to the corner, and once again just goes for the follow-up. It's going to be denied, and Azur sending the ball to the midfield. Valentin already up, just trying his best to get the touch. That just took a lot of boost to adjust his car actually, so couldn't really get the best angle or even lots of power in that one.
Yeah, great pressure to start for Puncture. Puncture, another shot, but this time a goal. Anthony scoring for the Puncture side, the side that you would imagine would be leading, and Anthony with the goal. Azur couldn't do anything about that. Just maybe not in the best of positions, and Anthony will just take that goal 1-0 as we kick off again. Violent G and Alex Tech. Alex Tech probably getting just a little bit better at that, but back into the Puncture territory as we go in now, as Anthony blows up Jakov.
Azur coming off the balls, he just misses his touch, and same thing for Anthony. So the ball still can stay in the corner, and now Dayan just shoots at an open net, but it's not going to be on the target. It's going to be off the post, and Alektek with a follow-up, and again it's not going to be on target, and as soon as it's going to be on target, it's going to be blocked by Azur, and there it goes, and just another follow-up from Puncture. They're just having so many chances right there, but just the accuracy isn't really helping them that much. So they're still, I believe, they're in some kind of advantage against Vicious, because even if the shots aren't really on target, but it just shows how they're able to keep the ball on the blue side and just pressure them non-stop and go for so many shots and maybe even center balls until it will lead to a goal for Puncture.
And there is that goal that you were just talking about, Anthony there. Another good goal as he hits it across the backboard and then just taps it with the roof of his car into the top of the net. None of the Vicious players could get near it. And it's 2-0 already. We have 1 minute 48 seconds left as the kickoff goes in favour of Vicious. As a nice little passing play there for them being 2-0 down. But as we see so many times, Puncture is just able to just go straight back the other end and attack, as Alex Tech with the shot with Jakov with the save, and Dion just messing about up there. Over to Anthony. Anthony hits the backboard and Violent G.
Tech has to play it really fast right there. That was a really speedy challenge, but Jacob just accidentally sending this one off to the backboard. That was extremely dangerous as they are already down by 2-0. Excuse me, down by 2, but just 1 minute left right now. They just need to be careful with their touches, and nobody was home, but also everybody committed on that open net goal from Vicious. So is the communication there for Vicious?
Yeah, there's a communication there for either side. You've got to think with that goal, 3 players all going up for Vicious to make it 2-1. But Puncture, everyone went out. Everyone went shopping. No one was home. And the game is opened right back up with just less than a minute left as Alex Tech passes over to Anthony. Anthony tries to get something on it. Doesn't. Azor hits it away. But straight back on the attack for Puncture. Across into the middle, but did an Eagles and no one was there to claim it. Dion now trying to get up and Jakov hitting it away. Alex Tech into the centre but finds no one, and Violent G will just try and start playing, unable to do so.
Yeah, we have seen crazier equalizers and even a 0-second goal to send it to an overtime previously, so it could happen right now here in game 1 for Vicious. We still got 20 seconds left, but it seems like Puncture already on the attack, but couldn't really find the target, and Violent G taking this one high. Couldn't really follow it up, and once again it's gonna be cleared by Dayon, sending it to the blue side. That's gonna be killing extra time, which is really needed for Vicious. And Violent G just completely whiffed his boomer shot. That could have been maybe a center or even a shot on target, but it was very close at the end. But Puncture, it seems like overall, like from the beginning all the way to the end, it seems like they are having better aggression, better offensive plays, and just better rotation overall, and just maybe possibly the better team out there.
Yeah, definitely Puncture doing what Puncture do best. That's one of the reasons why they're so high in the table. And with a win today, they would finish on 33 points. They could go up to third to finish, but that all depends on the Risky Business game against Kool-Aid, which is the only, in a way, meaningful game left in the series that could really change the positions. Kool-Aid would need to win by a margin of 26 goals to qualify for the playoffs, but Risky Business is sitting comfortably in third with 31 points. As we kick off on this Vicious Puncture game, Puncture definitely in the playoffs, and Vicious just trying to get as many points as they can before the end of the season, but the first game didn't go Vicious's way. I went to the side of the favourites of Puncture as Puncture look for an attack, unable to get anything left on it. Dion now, Dion with a cross, Dion beautifully in the centre but doing an Eagles, and no one there to attack it, as now Anthony has the ball. Anthony going to fly through the air, hits it on the bottom of his car, hits it with the top of his car, and again no one there.
They're starting with really good aggression once again, but seems like it just once again the accuracy wasn't really there, so it just, you can't really tell if they're actual shots or maybe center balls. But again, this is a really good thing to have, even if it's not going to be resulting in a goal. Eventually, it would definitely will give you a goal, like after just with a really good pressure. But you just want to try your best not to forget the defensive rotation. Just at least have somebody in the back, as we're starting with the pressure non-stop. Still like 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and still Vicious, they have to keep on defending so far.
Yeah, Vicious a back to the walls performance so far. Puncture doing everything right as another cross comes in, but it gets batted away as Vicious try a rare attack over to Violent G. Violent G against the backboard. Only as far as Dion. Dion pumps it upfield. Over, still with Dion. Dion over into the centre. Anthony. Anthony with a shot. Going to hit the backboard. Anthony is going to maybe try and get another one across that. He isn't able to do so. Azor now. Bemmeling down. And yeah, it's just going to ping pong a little bit. Just one touch and one touch.
Yeah, we're almost halfway in and we're still scoreless, but it seems like Puncture, they're still having the edge right now, so they're doing just they're doing so many great plays. The offense we have seen it, they barely even have to defend, so that's a really good thing for them actually. But it's gonna be a big miss right there. Valji failed to put the ball on target as it was already way too high and couldn't really boost his way on the bottom. And again, just another miss coming from Valji, but Jacob is there for the save. That was just almost in, and it just still gonna be saved. So you just really gotta give them the credit for Vicious actually, just still saying keeping Puncture scoreless after that great amount of aggression against him.
Yeah, definitely. As we see It's still 0-0 here with coming up to just 2 minutes left, and ooh, that could have been a great attack from Vicious. Vicious still on the attack. The goal was open, but Anthony managing to clamber back and make that great save. As now Azor with the shot against the backboard. And Dion with the save.
Yeah, it just those shots are like going back and forth right now. So it's no longer Puncture just pinning Vicious down in the defense. We're seeing Vicious right now just trying to turn the tables all the way around. And another shot from Violently. But again, it's going to be saved by Dayon. And now it's just going to be Puncture once again on the offense.
Yeah, Puncture starting to put the nail in there as a quick attack from Vicious. The counter attack almost. And Jakov with the goal. We just watched this back, and Violent G with a huge bump upfield over to Jakov. Jakov with a great shot. Anthony couldn't get anything on it, maybe not in the bestest of positions. And goes 1-0 down with just 1 minute and 24 left.
It was beautiful. Violent G just clears the ball, just sending it to the midfield. And it seems like Jacob was actually aware of it. So it's like a pass and a clear and also a goal at the same time. And the angle, the power of the shot, it just... Even if there was a defender, as you can see, like, they weren't able to keep it out. And Vicious, even though they have been struggling a lot in the defense, but never mind, it's just gonna be Dayon keeping the game tied up once again. That could have been the goal for Vicious, but not anymore. He didn't even get to finish my sentence right there. And Dayon, he just gets to put one on the board.
Yeah, as we kick off again with Violent G on the attack, maybe? As, yeah, there he comes. Just delays it a little bit. Anthony's there to stop it, though. Jakov now. Jakov with the center, unable to get anything of it. And we're just going to sit here and just, well, just watch attack versus defense maybe for the last 45 seconds. Someone desperately trying to get to a goal, because I'm pretty sure they won't like to go to overtime. They'd want to get these games done in normal time. As Violent G hits it away with his bum over to Jakov. Jakov with the shot. It's off target as Dion hits it away. Dion gets it past Azor, and it's going to be an open net for Dion. Dion shoots and Dion scores 2-1.
They're falling down again. Okay, I thought this was only for Eagles, but seems like Vicious. Okay, they just started to have the aggression again, but it seems like kinda it was forced. And there's like some kind of hesitation. We have seen it like Vanji just maybe not really sure to go for the ball or just maybe stay back. And now they just conceded an open net, and it's definitely not the best thing, especially in a very, very close game. And another flick coming from Dayon right there, but it's gonna be Azure coming from behind to save it. And we're still saying on 2-1, it's gonna be Alexik. Maybe just a pass to Dayon. Can he get the ball on target? But it's very, very close. But Puncture, they just take the game again.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to go one way. Puncture with another 2-1 win. And they are just chilling, relaxing, having fun. Just winning games like they've done a lot this season. Puncture with 9 wins this season. Which is great for Puncture, and they will be looking forward to going into the playoffs. Maybe not as strong as they wanted, with only just 2-1 wins against a team that has no chance of going into the playoffs, but a win nevertheless.
Yeah, for Vicious, they have to get a draw maybe, or maybe at least one win. It doesn't really matter for them at this point, but it's gonna be the last game, and obviously you don't want to lose it. You still want to leave the kind of impression where that you were able to do it, but just maybe you got maybe a bit unlucky, or just maybe it was a bit shaky in the beginning. You still don't want to give up, even if it's gonna be somewhat of a pointless series right there. But you still want to give it your best, and I mean it's also gonna be streamed, so you got some people watching you, maybe friends, and maybe some people that want to see you lose. So you just want to prove them wrong and just prove your friends right. So you got still things to go for this series.
Yeah, Puncture is all about prepping themselves now for for the playoffs. Possibly, maybe trying to find a new formation, trying to find a different way to play against a team in the league that maybe you'll have an opportunity to play at this different play style if during one of your matches it just doesn't work out properly for you. As a shot comes in there, and a great save from violentg. As Anthony now with the shot. Anthony just flips himself back over to Dion. Dion, awful shot there.
Yeah, it was so close. A huge mistouch coming from Vicious, but violentg was there to save the day, and we're still staying scoreless. And it seems like another game where just Puncture, they're just going for so many offensive plays, and Vicious, they have to defend, but this one's gonna slip through. But never mind, it's gonna be Anthony is gonna be clearing it, and already on the transition, and another mistouch coming from Vicious once again. Dayon just trying to follow this one up. Gets a first touch, and Jacob already got the clear. Now violentg maybe a read off the backboard, and Jacob with a quick shot right there, and a quick follow coming from Azer, but none of them were on target. Really good plays overall, like from defense and offense as well, coming from Vicious, but nothing is resulting in a goal from both sides.
Yeah, as we see the ball bounce over to Anthony now in the middle. Anthony takes it away to Dion. Dion hits it down. Not probably in the best position for Alex Tech to hit that. Alex Tech now trying to go through the air, unable to get anything onto it. Anthony now. Anthony into the centre. violentg clears it. violentg clears it to the middle, over to Jakov. Jakov now even further into the last attacking third. Azur with a shot on target, it says on the top right of your screen, but it was not. It hit the backboard. As Jakov now messing up his jump, and is going to have to reset and get some boost because he's got none left. Azur now also with no boost, as Jakov maybe been able to get that boost. And Jakov's just sitting there with no boost. Jakov with 20 boosts, managing to save the boost long enough, finishing there with 3 boosts and getting the goal.
Beautiful touch and read coming from Jacob. Just like how we said, he barely had enough boost, but he was still able to save some, just feathering with it to keep the height going, and also the placement on the shot just beating the last defender, as it was already very close. And Vicious, they take the lead against Puncture. It's gonna be cleared right now, and Jacob just not with the best touch right there, but he's still able to redeem himself quickly enough. Now violentg again, just they're not getting the best clears out there, and Anthony's there to get a demo to disturb the defense, just taking a player out of the defensive rotation, and this one's gonna put the gap. And Electric, they get to respond back so quickly at Vicious. It just doesn't last long enough for them. Anthony gets a demo, just taking a player out from the defensive plays. The last 2 defenders, they just maybe get to panic a little bit. They just have to cover the spots, and a shot was coming in, and it's already went in.
Yeah, perfect demolition there. Puncture knew what they were doing with that demo, and it gave enough space in that goal to find the shot that manages to go in. And it's 1-1 now. We saw this exactly the same last game. Vicious taking a 1-0 lead. Puncture coming back into it, as Azur now hits it over to Jakov. Jakov, a good hit forward. violentg faking it. And a save there coming from Puncture, as Puncture now tried to move forward with Alex Tech. Alex Tech over to Dion. Dion gets exploded by Jakov. Now violentg on the ball. violentg taking it through the centre with Anthony there. As easy as you like, just dispossessing him, and it's going to turn into a Puncture attack.
It seems like Vicious, they're trying to do the same thing. They're just trying to also get a demo against Puncture. I guess you can see that they're getting a bit more aggressive, just chasing those cars, maybe trying to get a bump at least. If it's not going to be a demo, it's going to be Jacob once again in the offense, but still it's going to be bouncing all the way out. That was a really nice touch coming from Puncture to clear it. It just looked like it was done without any kind of effort, basically just placing your car right under the ball, and that could have been another goal for Puncture. But still, Vicious, they're keeping the game tied up. 30 seconds left, and Dayon still keeping on with those center balls, but nobody was there to follow them.
Yeah, definitely. As we see the 20 seconds now starting to tick down, it's still 1-1. No one gets a goal here. We will go into another overtime as Anthony now hits the ball over to Dion. Dion unable to do anything. The 10-second timer counts down on your screen now. Alex Tech passes it beautifully to violentg. The Puncture player making a massive mistake with just 6 seconds left on the board. that gifts Vicious the goal and possibly the win.
That was a clean shot for Valentine. There is no way you would miss that one at this level, but there was a huge mistouch coming from Electric off the walls and just few seconds left, and I don't think that's gonna be possible. So for Vicious, they're still going for maybe a 0-second goal, but they get a win at least, and it's gonna be the last game right now. It's still gonna be possible for Vicious to get a draw. That's impressive play coming from Vicious. They're just keeping up with the aggression, trying to slowly adapt, and also knowing when to push, just like how their opponents are just doing in the last 2 games. But it's gonna be in the last game. In the last game, we're gonna see the answer, and if that's gonna be enough for Vicious to get a draw in the series. As it seems like a sub is gonna be joining in for Puncture, so we're gonna have to maybe reset the private match, I guess.
I think they should be able to just join straight in. Yep, they're able to join straight in.
Yeah, we'll get the players ready. I don't. I had to leave in order to have the sub to be joining in, but never mind. We're gonna start our last game of today as well, not just in the series. Just 2-1 right now for Puncture. Maybe things could be looking a bit different for Puncture, but it could go either way. It could either benefit you or just maybe not so much, because they have already been doing well, but maybe just a bit of a personal reason. That's completely fine, but 30 seconds in, and we're still starting with a fair amount of aggression coming from Vicious. Once again, it's gonna be Dayon. Just nobody home, and it's just gonna be an open net right there, and Violent-G, he was there but failed to clear the ball away, just maybe a few centimeters away, and it's gonna be Puncture starting with an early lead.
Yeah, great early lead from Puncture. Puncture not going to want to lose this one. Puncture wants to get a win, sort of figure out what they're going to do in the tournament or in that top 6 bracket when it comes, and maybe going to go all out to try and win this one as Violent-G hits it across the top. The corner, the new player for Puncture, unable to do much other than blow up Violent-G. As now we see Azur with a shot and Anthony with a save. Great save by Anthony as Jakov now has the ball, sorry. As a corner wins it back. The corner now over to Dion. Dion double taps the backboard. Unable to do anything with it, and it's going to turn into a vicious attack. Oh, no, it's not. It's going to turn into a Puncture attack, and Anthony with the blow up of Violent-G, and the defense isn't going to be looking great just for a moment as Anthony now hits it against the backboard, but Azur hits it away. Azur now trying to get that ball away and into the Puncture half to maybe get that equalising goal. But it's the back to the Wolves performance right now.
Yeah, it seems like Vicious, they're getting outpaced and struggling with the positioning. Almost like every touch and a booming shot coming from Puncture, it just forces Vicious to adjust their car like almost every single time and just trying to keep up with the speed of the game right now. It just seems like everything getting to be a bit faster than the previous game, and Puncture, they still have the lead, so it doesn't really matter for them. They know that they could be doing it, but for Vicious, they're already on the disadvantage. But it's gonna be a huge mistouch right there. I'm not sure what happened, and it just goes all the way back, and it's gonna be Violent-G to put this one in.
Yeah, great goal there from the middle, and Dion getting hit to maybe get that goal in as my cat tries to walk across my screen so I can't see what's happening right.
Yeah, it's alright, I'm gonna have your back, so it's gonna be another chance for Vicious right there to maybe go on the lead, but Dayan with a very tight save, and now Jacob just setting the ball. It's gonna be Dayan getting the touch of the wall, sending it to the other wall, and now it's gonna be Violent-G once again trying to center the ball for his teammates. But nobody's able to follow it up. It just was already way too high. It's gonna be a demo. against Puncture. It's gonna be another one, but this one, it's gonna be like a payback for Puncture. It's gonna be Violent G just standing there waiting for the ball to go for him. Now Violent G just went for the shot. Couldn't really get the touch that he wanted. It's gonna be Corsina, I believe.
Yeah, good luck saying that one. I'm going to struggle with it as well.
Well, yeah, I don't think I've seen him playing before, but it's gonna be really interesting. But so far, all what he had is just that miss touch, and it just resulted in a goal for Vicious. So I think he just needs to find a way to redeem himself, because that could leave not so good impression. But it seems like it's fine. But oh, never mind. They get a goal, and it's gonna be Anthony, and 2-1, 1 minute in half, and Puncture once again they go in the lead. And once again, they're struggling with the positioning. It's already showing they're just not knowing in which direction to turn around and just where to be placed at. It's really showing for Vicious, and it's giving him a really hard time to keep on playing and keep up with the pace in the last game.
Yeah, it's just 1 minute and 25 seconds left in this last game, and Puncture doing this, taking this win every game so far. Has been 2-1 one way or the other, but it's not going to finish that like that this time, as Puncture find a third goal, maybe putting the pressure on, putting the screwing the nail in even tighter, as Anthony just breaks the axles on two of the Vicious players, and it's 3-1 with 1 minute 20 left as we kick off again. Dion versus Chekhov. Dion gets the best of it. Dion gets exploded. The sub trying to make a play, unable to do so.
Yeah, he managed to steal a goal, by the way. You definitely have to give him credit how close that was. Like, it was maybe 95% on in the net, but he was still able to get the steal. So okay, so he gets to redeem himself, maybe at least getting a goal the last game. But it's already 2-0, so for Puncture they have to be relaxed, but not anymore. Jacob just booming it like a cannon. That was way too fast, and how close it was. A really nice pass from Violent G, and you can see that Dale just already coming down. Couldn't really have any better control as he was going in one single direction. Couldn't really hit himself, and just one goal closer, and the game would be tied up for Vicious. So for Vicious, they really need to give it their best. It's gonna be the last few seconds of the game.
Yeah, Vicious with just 40 seconds left. Could their last game be their first draw of the season? That's what they're playing for, as they desperately try to go up as a corner with a save. Corner now on the attack, as we see that 30 seconds pop up, and there's going to be a cross into the box. No one's going to be able to get there though, as Jakov manages to hit it away. Jakov on the attack now. He's going to ping against that side, and Dion maybe not in the best position as a corner manages to hit it. Jakov now. Jakov into the centre. Over to Violent G. Violent G with a shot on target, and a goal from Violent G. I'm not sure what happened there. I think maybe the Puncture player maybe got hit. We'll have a look here. I think Anthony may have got hit out of the way, and a beautiful hit from Jakov there. That was absolutely beautiful. That was dirty, but that was beautiful. Anthony would have been there, but Jakov was like, nope.
You know, it's really difficult to actually get a bump or any kind of physical play in the air, no matter how maybe low or how close you are to the ground. It's still difficult to get it, and they really needed it, and now they finally get an equalizer. 0 seconds left, and it's gonna be a 0-second goal. No, it's gonna be an overtime, and that could have been the moment for Vicious. Now, Corsina just starting right of the kickoff. It's gonna be followed by Anthony to Jacob, and now Jacob passing it to Violent G. It's gonna be sent to the backboard, and it's gonna be cleared by Corsina. I believe it's gonna be the sub, and now Azur just leaving it for his teammate. It just led to a huge confusion, and it's gonna be Anthony getting the finishing goal in overtime. Vicious, they really had it, but it just felt so bad at the end. Why it had to be like this?
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication, I would believe, from the Vicious side, as Vicious crumble to a defeat, a 3-1 defeat, and Puncture will take all 3 points, and Puncture will finish, or will go momentarily third above Risky Business on 33 points, but could very well change with Sunday's matches, as Risky will go against Kool-Aid.